After travelling to every European country, I've seen some pretty crazy things. From a magical river in Georgia.
It's scientifically proven that it can heal a couple of skin diseases.
To a country which uses monopoly money as its official currency. To a country which has hundreds of thousands of bunkers dotted all around the landscape. So in this video I'm going to give you the 8 most bizarre things I've seen whilst travelling to every European country, and what a better place to start than a border which takes you back in time. Crossing this European border is like going back in time. In the heart of Cyprus is the city of Nicosia, which is split in half by a landmine strip managed by the UN.
You'd never know you're a mile away from one of the most controversial borders in Europe and the world, really.
It divides the city in half, and when you cross it, it's like going back in time. Once you cross the Greek passport control, you see lots of one Cyprus graffiti. Then you pass to the Turkish side and you can really tell the difference with kebab shops and the Islamic call to prayer. The border opened for the first time in 2003, however there's still deep tensions between both sides, hence why it's still managed by the UN. Europe has some of the most spoken languages in the world, from French to English to Spanish. However, the language of this European country is set to become extinct. Today, over 3/4 of San Marino's 47,000 citizens speak San Marinese, a branch of Italian spoken in the Emilia-Romagna region. It's been their official language for over 1,000 years, however it's predicted there'll be no San Marinese language by just 2040. It's blamed on the education system teaching in Italian rather than the local language. Hundreds of thousands of abandoned bunkers, but where and why? Well, Albania built hundreds of thousands of these bunkers, expecting a Soviet invasion, which never actually came. Today they stand as eerie reminders of Albania's past and a symbol of paranoia. And they're everywhere, from mountain tops to backyards to the centre of major cities. Some estimates say there are up to 700,000 of them, and they could have cost the country billions of euros. Today these Cold War relics are being repurposed, some as museums, others into cafes, and some even homes. Some of the most popular ones you can actually visit, and have been turned into museums like Bunkart 1 and Bunkart 2 in Tirana. They give you a glimpse into the cut-off era where foreign culture was effectively banned. This mountain was stolen. Mount Ararat is a symbol of Armenian identity and a biblical landmark. However, today it's not in Armenia, it's actually in Turkey. For Armenians, the loss of Mount Ararat is a poignant reminder of the Armenian genocide, a period of systemic violence and displacement that decimated the Armenian population. Through treaties like the Treaty of Sèvres and then the Treaty of Kars, the region containing Mount Ararat was ceded to Turkey. This effectively removed a significant proportion of Armenian territory, including the sacred mountain, from Armenian control. However, for Turkey, Mount Ararat is also a symbol of national identity, a biblical landmark that represents their history and their past. So earlier we were talking about crossing a border which didn't actually send you back in time. Well, this one does. If you get on this zip line, you will go back in time. It's in Spain, which is an hour ahead of Portugal, so if you get on this zip line at 3 PM, you'll arrive in Portugal 2 minutes later at 2 minutes past 2. And that's because it's in the Schengen agreement, it's in the EU, meaning there's free movement, no passport control. It's the only zip line in the world to actually cross an international time zone. So that's one of the most coolest things you can do if you are in the south of Spain or Portugal. The Chernobyl exclusion zone has been pretty much left abandoned since the nuclear disaster which happened in 1986. There's been rumours of mutations such as 5-eyed fish and 3-headed deer, and the red forest has turned red, mutated and pretty much died. However, it's actually one of the most biodiverse places in Europe, and nature really has taken over again.
This forest here is the most radioactive place.
Where we would have first, I have 1.8 right now. 2.3, 2.6, 2.9.
Scientists have found animals with slight mutations, like smaller brains in some birds or altered fur in others. In fact, the lack of human activity has created a sort of accidental wildlife reserve, from bears to lynx, 900 stray dogs and over 200 types of birds. So the most radioactive place on Earth is actually teeming with life. It's almost like an accidental wildlife reserve.
3, 2, 1.
Millions of people want to leave this European country, but why? Bulgaria's population has dropped a fifth since 1990 and it's set to drop another 22.5% by 2050. It was voted Europe's unhappiest country in a life satisfaction survey and it's in political turmoil with 7 general elections in the past 4 years. Whilst many are leaving, people from all over the globe are coming. Rosie has taught driving lessons to over 130 nationalities in the past 10 years, including Ahmed.
Nicer, calmer, the streets are empty, which pretty much fits my personality.
People can be really warm and nice, and the nature is amazing, especially when you're out of Sofia.
I would say we live like gods.
So would you move to Europe's unhappiest country? Well, I spoke to a lot of people that would, and did. Finally, why does a European country use monopoly money as its official currency? Well, these plastic coins are the official currency of Transnistria, a breakaway region of Moldova, which is technically recognised as Moldova by the rest of the world. It has its own passport control, it has its own government and its own flag, but being an unrecognised state, it means its currency is also unrecognised, despite it legally using the Moldovan lei. To make matters even more confusing, they only accept Transnistrian bank accounts, meaning you have to pretty much use what is considered monopoly money to the rest of the world to actually pay for anything within the country. So which story did you find the strangest? Let me know in the comment section below, subscribe for more and check out my TikTok for more crazy stories from all over the continent.